Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So today I'm going to use just this scrap piece of opal potch and just show you how to drill a hole through. I was talking a lot about turning my last carving into a pendant, and I got a few questions from people asking me basically how to drill the hole so that you could turn a opal into a pendant, or how do you drill holes in opals in general. And then one person also asked specifically how to finish off a hole without causing it to kind of shatter. I'm guessing they've had it get a bit chippish around the edge on the other side when they drill through. So I do have some tips on how to get around that kind of stuff. People that are used to woodworking probably know the same sort of methods that I'm gonna go over. But yeah, so basically, to be able to drill a hole through an opal, I'm going to do an exaggerated version of it. So this is actually quite a large piece, quite a large bit. So you'd want a much smaller one. But basically, I'm going to use this ballpoint, if it'll focus, ballpoint tip. And this is what I'm going to use typically, pretty much in all cases, when I'm drilling a hole through an opal. Or when I'm trying to bore a bit of a tube into an opal. You can use pointier tips, but I find that they burn a bit more, and these actually give you a bit of a cleaner entry and exit. So yeah, small diamond tip, and we're basically just gonna drill straight through. In order to do that, it's pretty standard. You just want to keep it as straight as humanly possible. Of course I'll have this down instead of up, but just to show you, we'll be going in as straight as possible, and you just want to keep going a tiny bit and then coming out and making sure that everything's kept nice and cool with the water. You don't want to just bore straight through. That's not going to work. It's going to heat the opal. You're going to get cracks, you're going to get chips, you're going to have all sorts of problems. I've even had a piece shatter just trialing it, but it also had a lot of cracks and crazing, so it could have been either the heat or the constant pressure and grinding. So yeah, not overly sure with that one when you get a real bad piece of opal. But I was just interested, just like I've put one of these in a flame until it's cracked. So yeah, I'll not record the actual drilling part, but I'll stop before I get to the end to show you how to finish off a piece. But basically I am just going to be lightly going through, well, perpendicular to the piece. I'm just going to be in and out. It takes quite a long time if you want to be careful with it, and you want to definitely be careful with it if you're doing a nice piece of opal like the one that I was working on the other day in the bag. So yeah, for this one I'm not going to care. We're going to do a really exaggerated version, piece of potch, huge ball point, and yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I've stopped just before we've come through the other side, so you can see here if I zoom in, you're just starting to get that faint dark spot. That's because the burr is just on the other side of this potch, and this is the point where you don't want to push. The worst thing you can do is to grab your bit, hold it up here, and just push against it with nothing behind it. This will cause it to burst outwards, and that's when you'll get all the chips around the outside edge of this hole. And you might even get it split all the way out to here, and then to get rid of that is quite a hassle. It doesn't matter so much if this is the back of your stone and no one's ever going to see it, but if it's a pendant, typically you're going to see both the entry and exit holes. So what you need to do here is, well, you've got a lot of options actually. Because you can see this hole really well in this case, because it's a Cuba PD white opal, and you get that shadowing, you can actually just go put it down and then just, as you did initially, just drill straight through that hole again. So if you can see it well enough, you can just drill straight in. The other option is, similar to what you do in woodwork, if you're going to burst through the back of a piece of wood, you grab a second opal, a second piece of potch with a flat top on it, and you basically just put one on top of the other, and then you just keep drilling through this one until you get all the way through and you start drilling into the next one underneath. This kind of applies a bit of an even pressure around the hole so that your exit doesn't burst out. You can do the same sort of thing with a piece of plastic as well, but I don't like to use plastic because it kind of melts onto this tip, and to scrape it off it's a bit of a pain sometimes. So yeah, that's pretty much your options. I have heard other people taping across the back with masking tape and the likes, but I think the other methods are much better, either just drilling straight through carefully and not shooting all the way through it and drilling a hole through your water reservoir, or just having a backup safety opal at the back. And then the one other thing you can do afterwards, because we don't like having really sharp edges and it's kind of hard to use this bit to round off the edges, what you do is you go back to your kit of diamond bits and you grab a piece like this, and then with this piece you basically just hit that outer edge, fits in nicely, and you just round that edge off so that it's not really pointy. If you've got a really big hole like I do in this case, then it's kind of one of these shaped ones, and you basically just give it a little bit of a quick round off around these edges on both sides. So hopefully that helps people, and that's how you drill a hole through a opal. I don't know if I'll bother going through and finishing this one off. I guess I might as well have a piece of potch with a giant hole through it. Why not? But yeah, that'll be it for this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one where I actually get around to carving something, unless someone else has more questions that I want to put follow-up videos for. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll just keep rocking on.